Every culture has got that one dish that kind of sums up being a part of that particular culture. That one kind of food that you can't help but think of your mom or your dad in the kitchen on a Sunday sweating away making it because they grew up with it and they want to pass it on to their kids. Macedonia is no different. We call it graf. How do you make it? I'm going to show you. My name is Nick Zadovsky. This is the Better Balkan. Let's get started. Graf is a bean-based dish. You can make it in two ways, either in a stew or you can bake it like a casserole. Today we're gonna bake it. You use beans for either way, of course. I am using large lima beans today, but any white bean will work. I like the big lima beans are bigger. I like them kind of bigger because it feels like more of a hearty dish, but you can use a smaller bean too. So first off, we're gonna open up our bag and try not to spill them out and pour them in our bowl. To this bowl, we're gonna first sort out, make sure there's no kind of rocks or gravel or any kind of bad beans in there. We're gonna fill it up with water and we're gonna soak it overnight. Now that the beans have been submerged in water, we're going to put them in the fridge, we're going to let them soak overnight, and then we're going to come back tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Man, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamt that I could move time forward just through the power of editing. And you were there, and you were there. It was really... Oh wait, the graf. The graf soaked overnight. I put it in a strainer, rinsed it off. We're gonna put it in a bowl and boil it. As this boils, we're also gonna start building flavor. So I got an onion that I quartered, and a couple cloves of garlic, try to keep all the water in there too, and a couple of bay leaves. And push that down. Those beans are going to boil up for about a half an hour or so until the beans are cooked up. So I'm going to take this time to pour myself a drink and get ready for food. One of the biggest questions people ask me online is, what is it that I'm drinking? It's funny that they don't really pay attention to the food, but they pay attention to the drink. I'll show you right now what it is that I drink. It's Lozova Rakia. I'll get a close-up on this one right now. The bottle's empty because I take the bottle and I pour it in here because I like it cold. This fits better in the fridge, but it's this. So now we're gonna really get down to the flavor of graf. This is what makes graf taste like graf. This is gonna be the start of basically our sauce or our roux, however you want to call it. I have garlic and onions and I'm gonna mince them up real semi-fine. We're gonna fry them up so somewhere in the middle. Doesn't have to be too tiny, not too big though. Also make sure you stir your beans periodically. I'm also going to chop up a red bell pepper pretty fine. I want it to cook pretty fast along with the garlic and the onions too. The beans are cooked. Before I strain them again, I'm going to save some of the bean water because it's going to go in our sauce. Now we're going to start on our sauce. We got our onions, our garlic, and our peppers. We're going to turn on the heat, and we're going to add in a good helping of olive oil. As this heats up, we're going to add in salt and pepper and let those caramelize. Now we're going to add in a little bit of vegeta. Now the most important part, paprika. Make sure you invest in a good quality paprika because this really makes all the difference. It gives it its color, it gives it that flavor. Now to this, we're going to add in about 2 teaspoons of flour. We're going to thicken it up a little bit. And finally, we're going to add in our bean water. Okay, the sauce is finished. and we're getting very close to starting to assemble the whole thing together. Before we do, we're going to do one quick thing and you'll see why. Take another red bell pepper and nip the tip, just like that. I have another one that I cleaned up right here. I want a nice circular piece. So I'm going to take that one there, and just nip this one right here. I'll bring in the camera closer so you can see this. Okay, it's been pretty much cleaned out, and I'm going to corner it because we want strips. Just do a quick one right here so you can see. A little bit too much right there. Just like that. Get yourself a good handful of these. Alright, enough prepping, let's start assembling. I have a casserole pan that I've oiled really well, so I'm going to take my beans and I'm just going to dump them in here and spread them out. The beans are in, now we're going to add in our sauce. So we take it and you start pouring it right on top, just like that. And once it's on, you just spread it and mix it. And after you've mixed it up, it should look a little something like this. Okay, I've preheated the oven to 400 stepani. This is pretty much ready to go. Before we do, remember those red bell peppers that I told you about? I'll show you how we're going to use them. We're going to get a little bit patriotic right now, but you can do whatever you want with this. I'm going to put that center piece in there, and I'm going to take all these extra pieces. You might need to chop them a little bit. And we're going to try to make a sun. We're just going to add in a couple pieces here. Nip them where you need to. I'm sorry, that may be a little bit sappy, but I don't care. This is a Macedonian cooking show. The food's gonna look pretty damn Macedonian. The zdravje. Like I said, oven's preheated, 375 stepani. Put it in there for about half hour ought to do it, maybe 40 minutes. Just watch until the top is all kind of nice and golden brown. Gravce in the oven. We got a little bit of time to kill. I don't know what we should do. I got an idea. Oh, I'm just watching TV. I was tired. The graf is done and it's out of the oven. I wish you guys could smell this because that's kind of what's so special about graf. Not a whole lot of foods smell like this, and that's kind of what's the whole comforting thing about it. I know when I go home when my mom is making graf because it just fills up the whole house and it smells amazing. I know I say it every episode, but this time I could not mean it anymore. Call your friends, your loved ones, your family, and you make them a big old pot of graf and you have a great old time. My name's Nick Zadowski. This has been The Better Balkan. Hey guys, if you like what you've been seeing and you want a more interactive experience, you can head on down to Facebook and search under The Better Balkan. While you're there, you'll be able to find links to all of my videos. You can chat with me directly, send me a message if you have any questions about any of the recipes that I've covered, any of the music on the show, or if you have any suggestions about recipes that you want to see me cover. If you have suggestions about recipes, please have a couple of pictures of these recipes. Sometimes these things are a little bit hard to find, so pictures would be a big help. If you have any questions about life in general, I'll be happy to answer them. Even if I don't know the answer, I'll be happy to make something up. That being said, hope you've been enjoying the videos. Keep on cooking.